Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG. I am Sovereign and today is the day again for the game announcements for the patch notes for tomorrow, the 20th of January 2021. As always, it will be at 8 AM UTC and take approximately 2 hours to complete. Now we got some really nice ones in here. We got some good quality of life changes. We got a massive new feature that a lot of people have been waiting for, so make sure to listen out for that one. There's nothing massively on here that I would say is wasted time, and that is something to say for me because I complain about bloody everything. I'm very happy with these patch notes. So let's get straight into the new features. We have optimized audio files for lower RAM usage. This will help a lot with people crashing on mobile devices. It won't really do so much on emulators. It likely won't help in the big blob situations either, but definitely a step in a good direction. So the custom art assets for the winners of the corporation video contest have been added. I am happy to say that I was one of those winners. We do have banners and medals coming to my corporation. I'll do a showcase and show that off once it's finally added to the game tomorrow. They've enlarged the tappable area of the star map filter button for easier access. That was a nightmare when I was using my phone and trying to press it with my big fat ass thumb. I was pressing everything else except for that tappable area. So number 4, whenever an outpost is destroyed, all assets within will be automatically transferred to a nearby non-nullsec NPC station. So when an outpost is destroyed in nullsec, it will be shipped all the way to the nearest low-sec NPC station. Pretty sure there isn't any high-sec systems that are directly going into nullsec. Could be wrong with that. I don't know how they've done it. They've added a lot of different things in Eve Echoes, a lot of different routes, and they've added a lot more gates into the game. So I don't know if that's different in Eve Echoes. Please let me know down below if you do know of a high-sec system that goes into nullsec. It probably doesn't though. So number 5, when capsuleers anchor a structure, they have to keep it at least 5,000 kilometers away from other structures to successfully anchor. I mean, I don't know many people that have anchored so close to each other, let alone have more than one in a corp together, all put it in the same system. But I suppose that does help in some ways from clustering them all together and being able to defend better. You should be able to put them all in a cluster, but I guess that would really hurt the game itself, lag, etc. So number 6, the size of the corporation avatar logo has been slightly adjusted. And I know I said at the beginning of this video, there's nothing in here that is not worth the time put in. And I lied because number 6 is definitely a waste of resources. I forgot that one was there. So it's no longer possible to use autopilot to enter a capsuleer outpost if you do not have the permissions to access it. That's interesting that you would be able to, because I can't even see them on the star map to actually autopilot to the capsuleer outpost. I don't know what it is with that one, but we'll let that one slide as well. The time needed for contract transaction auditing has been reduced. Good addition, good quality of life. Just get rid of it, please, for the love of Christ. I know you guys tell me, oh, but there's nothing else the system can do, and you need to come out with a better way of doing it. EVE Online has 0 auditing and still catches RMT and bots. Literally, the mother game to this game has no auditing, and they still wiped out a massive amount of bots and RMT from that game. Granted, it still happens. Still happens in Eve Echoes with that auditing system. Maybe NetEase should go to CCP and find out and get some information on how they really get to wiping out those bots. Now, I do know EVE Online had a massive bottom problem, massive RMT problem for many, many years. But just recently, they did a massive slash in the botting community. So maybe they should look into that. So they've added a daily limit for gifting contracts. Value difference over 150%, which can be viewed in the contract interface details. So they give with one hand and they slap you with the other. So lowering audit times and then adding a limit. Good job. Moving on to number 10 before this turns into an audit rant video. Number 10, improve the display of the standing tag. I mean, I didn't know that needed to be improved. But we'll see what the improvement may be and see if it's actually an improvement. Added notifications when buying or selling with prices too high or too low. Man, this is really becoming some sort of hand-holdy type game, right? Anyway, moving on from that one. Number 12, fixed an issue where drones which attack players didn't display criminal timers when relevant. Again, I wish I knew about that one. I mean, I wouldn't have exploited it, but it would have been nice to know. What they should do is fix the fact that repping doesn't give you a timer when fighting on a gate in nullsec. I mean, that's a pretty big bloody issue. We had a guy jumping in and out of the gate with an MWD, repping someone to full jumping through. We couldn't get the Logi. The Logi would jump straight back through, rep the guy, jump straight back through, and it went on for about 20 minutes. We just couldn't catch the guy. No matter what we did, he was too fast to get back into the gate. It was almost instant. He uncloaked, locked, repped. The only reason we did it is because I guess he crashed on the other side because he didn't come back for a while. We managed to kill the ship, but it was a bloody nightmare. Anyway, that's nothing to do with the patch notes. Moving on. 13. Now, commodities like structure components, data cores, barrels of water, etc. can be put into the structure hold of industrial ships. That should have been there in the first place, but it is a good quality of life addition. Number 14. Added a notification prompt when a new advanced tutorial quest is available. Just in case you miss some of the advanced tutorial quests that they add in, those Concord ones. Good quality of life for new players. Improve the navigation bar on the main interface. Now it displays different colors based on security rating of your current system. We have 74 notifications before we go into a nullsec or lowsec system. We have 74 notifications before we leave a station. We have 74 billion notifications, but now just adding another thing to make sure that you really know you are going into a certain security rating. It displays in different colors. I'm being a bit of a bitch this video. Woke up on the wrong side of bed. Number 16, custom corporation banners made in the corporation video contest have now been added to the game. I swear they already said that in number 2. Number 17, we have improved the process of directly fitting modules to ships. Now you can only leave a station after completing the fitting process. But that was the same as before. I swear that was already there, because if there was a bug where I was fitting modules on a ship and it didn't fit on there correctly, there was some issue within the game itself and it showed that it was fit, but it wasn't fit, I wasn't able to leave the station. It told me to reload the game. I had a little pop-up that kept coming up saying to reload the game whenever that happened. So I don't know how people were leaving the station without completing the fitting process. Maybe it has something to do with if you have slots missing, it will tell you. But I doubt that because they're not going to stop you from leaving a ship without fitting all of the modules. That makes no sense. So number 18, added a purchase Omega button to the bottom left corner of the skill screen for alpha players. Make sure to get that paper, netties. Make sure that everyone knows they need to purchase Omega. There isn't enough purchase Omega buttons in the UI at all. I still want you to get rid of that, excuse my French, fucking buy the cog button when I've had cog since day 1 and it's still sitting there on the left of my screen. Number 19, improve the arithmetic behind market price estimates of items. Basically, I'm guessing what that means is that it's going to be updated more regularly so the prices will be matching so you won't get audited from the market. And if you're giving contracts to friends or corp mates or alliance mates and they're roughly the same price, it'll be updated continuously a lot quicker, which will be a much better quality of life change. Number 20, it's now possible to enter Capsuleer Outpost with a one-way standing setting. What does it mean by one way? So people can say, yeah, you can come in, we're not letting you leave. So then you have to leave your ship there or what? Maybe that's just a translation issue or I'm just being stupid. Maybe you can let me know down below what that one is. Number 21, you can now share solar system in star map to channel. Another good quality of life change, but we already have. That would have been nice before we had the go-to feature. But then again, you can't go to for, if you have set 4 fleets, 10, you can't go to for the entire thing unless you are the boss or the actual FC. Number 22, the wallet has been optimized to show market transaction, add specific item names, item quantities, and order location. Now I can finally see what I wasted all my money on. Number 23, unsent messages are now saved for next time. But does that include when you jump to another system and your message disappears? I hope that does. So here we go, number 24, the big boy of this. The big boy edition, the best new feature, one that everyone was complaining about for so long that didn't exist in the game, unless this isn't what I think it is. Number 24, added the function of saving personal locations, corporation locations. Saving corporation locations requires corporation locations permissions to use. That's a lot of corporation locations in one sentence. To me, That's bookmarks. It has to be bookmarks. Why don't they just say added the function of bookmarks for personal bookmarks, corporation bookmarks? If it's not bookmarks, you shoot me in the foot. Another weird translation issue. I mean, the fact that they haven't put bookmarks in there in the actual sentence might mean that it's just like saving a system and not an actual position in space. So you might just like, might be able to go in and say, oh look, there's a capsule outpost there. We might want to get that next week when the time is up. We'll save that location and list, corporation locations, etc. This is where you rat, you can save that in the corporation's locations. This is where you mine, you save that in the corporation locations. It might just be a system thing. But don't get my hopes up and then shit on it, netties. Moving on to number 25. Updated the resources and the tips of the free training interface. I don't know what more you can add to that. Man, I really said that there was not going to be any wasted stuff in here. And then when I read through it the first time, I was like, yeah, there's no wasted stuff in here. It's amazing. Good changes. Great job. And then reading through it the second time, I'm like, yeah. So number 26, move the login reward button to the event interface. That's better than having to go through separate things, yeah, but it's not a big deal. Number 27, added additional star map statistics. Does that mean they've actually added ships to the star map that def instead of just pods as an option? That'll be a lot better for me so I can see. Hopefully they've added like some of the more important ones so you can see where the gate camps are, so it's much easier for me to find you and gate crash you. Really hope so, but we'll see about that one. So now we're moving on to the fixes. They fixed an issue where the conflict in the permission of the corporation office resulted in the inability to rent the corporation office in the corporation outpost of other corporations within the alliance. There's a hell of a lot of corporations. Nice quality of life fix there. When acquiring ancient remains using planetary interaction, each launch will only have 24 hours of extraction time. Ancient remains will not be obtained after 24 hours. Not sure why that's a big deal. Fix the conflict between player name and rich text that could cause an error in share links. Number 4, fix the problem where some corporations could not open the alliance interface due to corporation outpost. I guess that's actually quite a big deal. That could cause some issues. Still waiting for them to fix the fact that drones can fly out even though they're way past their drone control range. Just one drone sitting on you, the other 4 just go off 400 kilometers away while a guy's NWDing and murdering him. It just makes no sense. There's still some other big fixes that need to be done. But all in all, there's some good changes here, some good quality of life stuff. It wasn't a completely bitching video, although there was some bitching involved. And that's all we have for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. Remember to like and sub if you haven't already. This is your one-stop shop to Eve Echoes. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.